This is one of Fender's most legendary amplifiers, and today we're going to see what it's all about. So this is a 1964 Fender Bassman from the blackface era of Fender amps from 1963 to 1967. This era produced some of Fender's most iconic amplifiers, including the Super Reverb, Princeton Reverb, and Deluxe Reverb. These amps are known for having really nice clean tones, but this amplifier just has a bass channel and a normal channel. There are no effects on this amplifier, and it also has a separate speaker cabinet with a 212 closed back setup. It's very different from the earlier Tweed Bassman from the 1950s, which was a 410 setup. So by the mid-1960s, when Fender came out with the blackface Bassman, it had a much different circuit. It was a little bit cleaner. And with the 212 closed back cab, it definitely had a much different sound. This amplifier is early from 1964. Only on that year model will you find Fender electric instruments on the faceplate. It also has the early AA864 circuitry, which some people prefer, some don't. Now this amplifier is close to being all original. I did have it recapped and retubed as well, but it has the original Fender labeled speakers in here. And I bought it in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it's interesting, when I opened the amp, I found this written inside, and it's amazing what you will find inside vintage guitars and amplifiers, but it looks like somebody wrote their name, their address in Tulsa, which I have covered up here, everybody in the band, and the band name on here as well, which it's just a neat piece of history, dated October 17th, 1972. So if anyone out there knows this band or this individual, please reach out to me. It'd be really cool to get the rest of the story on this. So today we're going to test out this amp with a couple vintage guitars, maybe a 50s Les Paul and 50s Stratocaster. I also have a 60s SG bass we could plug in and see how the Bassman fares with a bass. The only problem is the original speakers are not functioning at 100%. I can't remember how well they sound at all, so we will go ahead and try those and see what comes out of them. But I did reach out to my friends at Mojo Tone and got their recommendation on a couple 12-inch speakers to throw in this amplifier, so we'll do that. That way we can really push the amp and see how it sounds. Not bad. Sounds surprisingly good. I thought the speakers were blown for some reason, so wow. Let's try the bass channel and just see what happens. All right, that sounded surprisingly good. I thought I remembered the speakers just kind of sounding like they were about to blow up. Those are the original cones and dust caps, and I'm a little impressed by the sound right now. It's very, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a really nice, clean tone. The bass channel, which I normally never plug into, I mean, I thought it had some kind of frequency roll off or something going on for a bass, but it actually sounded more mid-rangey to me. I don't know what you guys thought. You can leave a comment down below, but I do want to go ahead and swap these speakers in here because I want to put like some grit on there and really push the amplifier and see how it sounds. I also want to play the bass through it, and I just don't want to blow up the original speakers. So I think that's still the right move. We'll swap in these Mojo Tone Anthem speakers. They're kind of like a very Fender-y Jensen style speaker, so I think that's going to be pretty close to what came in this amplifier from the factory. So we'll swap those in and then really put the amp through its paces and see how it sounds. Here's these new Mojo Tone. Pretty similar, identical in design, looks like. All right, now we can push this amp to the limits and not worry about destroying the original speakers, which we found out sounded really good. So let's see what happens. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode on the 1964 Fender Bassman, one of the most iconic amps Fender ever made. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section what your thoughts were on the tone of this amplifier. I have to say, right out of the box, this thing sounded amazing, even with the original speakers in it. It has a very nice round tone. It is clean, but I can see how if you push it a little bit harder, it would give a really nice overdriven sound. The 212 combo, of course, is fantastic and closed back. I mean, you can take the back cover off as well if you want to go that route, but it definitely has a certain sound depending on what you're going for, you know. So let me know your thoughts on the Fender Bassman, guys. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you ever had a Fender Bassman back in the day, those stories are great to hear from guys who, you know, bought these new and played these in the 60s and 70s or whatever. If you know who the kid was who wrote his information and his band on the inside of the amp, send me an email, matthewscottlive@gmail.com. Wouldn't it be cool to find like a photo of this exact amplifier from back in the day? I love that kind of stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll have some more videos coming your way. See you soon. Peace.